Hey, welcome back to my channel. This is Carol. If you are new here, welcome. And if you have not done so just yet, please like and subscribe and please share with a friend. So guys, as you guys can see here, I have been doing part of a series and I went from short to long using forms, extending the tips of my nails, and then I went back to cutting them down and making them short again. So on this video, you're not going to see what I'm doing right here is just taking the bling off and cutting the nails down using a coarse bit to file the nail down, clip them off to the length that I wanted to, and then I'm going to reconstruct them. So the fact that this video is sped up, it's this part of the video really, there's not much for you to see other than I am cutting the video down, cutting the nails down. Matter of fact, let me see if I can slow part of this down and then I will go back to speed. Okay, so yes, so I came back with this part of the video being done at the regular speed. So basically, I'm collecting the dust on the bottom. I have a coarse bit and I'm just removing the chunks of acrylic. I'm just going down at it. And if you've been following me you know that I do a clear layer on the bottom. So I can fairly go into it, like really aggressively go into it, because I know until I hit pay dirt on the bottom, there is still more acrylic that I can remove. Okay, and I do this process pretty confidently because I know what's underneath there. All right, so I am hoping that these videos becomes educational for someone who needs the information on constructing, reconstructing, and even for your own nails. If you are a nail enthusiast and you're doing your nails yourself and you keep taking them off and on, and your nails on the bottom is getting really thin, this is an option for you to be able to practice more and more and more on yourself without hurting your natural nail on the bottom. So you're welcome. All right, it's lots of fun, and I knocked out 3 videos in one day, and it's just one of those things that you can do and be versatile and change your style from long to short, back and forth all the time, without really being destructive to your natural nail. All right, so that's all we're doing is removing the bulk. Okay, so we are back to Speedy Gonzalez mode right here, where we just going at it and removing the bulk. I put out 2 really long videos and I was bent out of shape that I wasn't going to put any more videos out back to back for an hour and a half. All right, so this one runs about 50 minutes. So like I said, I'm just removing the bulk. It's a coarse bit. I'm using a dust collector and I'm also using a face mask. So once I was through with the dust collector, I did a little bit of hand filing and I went back in with the e-file, and this time I believe I'm using I just switched out for a medium cone bit, tornado bit, and that was simply because I just needed a sharper bit than the one I was using. Once again, this is like watching paint dry, guys. You guys really don't need the torture of I've done the other videos if you really need to see this, and I think I was fast on the other ones as well. But really, all we're doing is removing bulk. All right, so now that that part is done, we are getting ready to reconstruct the nails. So That's my little dapping dish. I am putting some Entourage Nail Gallery Monama in the dapping dish. And then we are going to be um, using my number 20 acrylic brush along with the Valentino Perfect Nude. And the reason why I'm looking at my nails is those nails went down the day before, the ones we just cut off. And there was no lifting for me to have to clean up back there. So we were just going to go in. And after removing all the bulk, and mainly what we were removing was the extended apex, from the previous set. So if you're wondering, well, why did you take off all that powder if you were going to have to put more powder on, is because the apex was literally almost the length of the natural nail bed because the nails was extended so long on my finger. And I am picking up a bead and I'm putting it down sort of like in the middle of my nail. And what I'm doing with this particular nail is I built these on a form, and the inner corner of the thumb, in that corner right there, the nail was not, I didn't put enough product on the side. So the nail ended up having too much of an indentation on the side. So right now I'm holding the product and I'm putting it down, and I'm really trying to extend the outer corner so that I have it kind of come out square. And what are we doing here? Yeah, so we are pulling it forward, and the powder at this point is getting really solidified, and it is not, I can actually maneuver it into extending the corner, just a little bit more product in the corner. A couple of video backs, guys, I introduced my large brush to you guys, and I am singing the praises of this brush. This is a non-brand name brush that I'm using. They tend to be cheaper for me. So I know there's a lot of brushes out there that is brand name and stuff. I do have a few of them, but this is a non-brand name. And I don't really care which brand you choose to use, but a bigger brush, I'm telling you, is so much fun. Right, so that's what we're doing right here. And it's beginning to look like a short set of nails. So I did the dominant hand to the non-dominant hand in the previous video, and now I'm doing some non-dominant hand work. And the reason why I broke them up like that is if you're working on yourself, it's different when you're working on somebody. If you're working on yourself and you had any issues with the non-dominant hand work, it's going to be different than correcting the dominant hand work to the non-dominant hand. So my right hand to my left would be an easier reconstruction than the left hand to the right. So if you watch the non-dominant hand work on the long video when I worked with the forms, you're going to see that I did have a little bit of a struggle getting the product and the nails down because I hadn't done it in a while. So on this go round, laying the acrylic was not the problem. I had to go back in and clean up a lot of the dirty work on the sides and underneath, if you know what I mean. right? It was not the cleanest on the bottom. So while they were long, it was just fine. But once you have to retrofit them, you got to take the apex down. Um, I had to take the apex down and, clean up any product on the bottom and those type of stuff. And this one I use a different technique where I turn the brush to the side and I can't tell you. You have to experience a larger brush. When you're ready to graduate to one, I'm using a size 20 right here. And boy, I'm telling you, I was like, where has this brush been all my life? Very nicely done. And I am liking this larger brush because I can pretty much do a one bead method with it. Put the product down at the cuticle and literally pull that one bead forward so you have a smooth nail. So if any of you was trying to figure out the one bead method, I know now why my nail tech used a bigger brush when I used to go to a nail tech. And I don't do extended toenails, but I can see somebody using this brush and doing a toenail and do the whole toenail with just one bead. Look at that, y'all. Ooh, I'm loving it. Like McDonald's. And I tend to get less product in the um, cuticle and the sidewall area. And if I do, it's a easier cleanup. Yes, indeed. I really hope you guys enjoyed this series of videos that I put out. And if there is something you would like to see me do, please drop it in the comment section. So I'm just putting a little bit more product towards the front, and I wasn't intimidated by the fact that the brush was a bigger brush. I was able to pick up just what I wanted. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And I'm still doing the pick up with the right hand, switch with the left hand. Uh, Come on, bring your hand back on. And that's it, guys. The nails are now retrofitted, and all I have to do is file and shape to my desired end result. And yes, indeed. I had bought one of the bundles from Valentino, and it's one of the powders that I don't use a lot, and I couldn't tell you why, but I did this entire series with the Valentino powders. And let me tell you something. I'm in love. I am in love. And I believe when I do my next set of series of nails like this, I enjoyed doing one brand and spend some time with it because you get to learn a little bit more about the product. And it was totally worth it for me to do the Valentino stuff for the last maybe 4 or 5 videos. So we'll see what I use the next go around. Alrighty, so we're gonna move that to the side and you're gonna see me spill it a little bit later. So right here, I'm just inspecting my nails to make sure that they are what I wanted. And I found a little spot in the corner right here that was void of some product. And I just picked up a little bead and tucked it nicely in right there so that that spot doesn't have to feel left out. So my favorite time is the hand filing. So I am checking to make sure that the product was properly dried. And I have some product stuck underneath my nail here. And I'm just going to hand file a little bit and then we're going to e-file some. Sorry about all that noise I'm making, guys. So I'm inspecting, I'm looking for the thickness, I'm making sure I can hear it clicking because it was acting a little soft. So when I turn my e-file on, guys, when I'm using the non-dominant hand, I want to reverse it. So I turn it to 0, put it on reverse, and then put the speed on. Because normally when you turn the e-file on, it just naturally defaults to forward. So if you were left-handed or if you use the reverse when you use your left hand, that's how I would suggest you prolong the life of your tools. So I'm just, making sure that the nail is proportioned well, that it's not chunky in the back and too skinny in the front, that it's well sealed to my natural nail. And I'm going to be doing that on all 5 nails. And this is a fine safety bit I'm using. And as you can see, I'm running the e-file at 20,000 RPMs. So I was just making sure that it was dry because it kind of dug into. If you pinch and expand, you will see very clearly what is going on. I've been trying to shoot these videos with the advantage that if you pinch and expand the video, that you will get a good look at what I'm doing. So where are we? We are, yeah, still doing the same thing. Now I'm going to spend some time on the middle finger and on the ring finger because those two was kind of oddly shaped once I cut them down. But the good thing about me having to do some work on them is that you get to see that it doesn't matter. You can retrofit these nails if you have the skills to do. If you have the skill to do the hand filing and the e-filing. And if you don't have the skills, well, they give you a great platform to practice on. And yes, I could do short nails, guys, but I give the people what they want. Alrighty, a little bit more hand filing. And I am going over the top on this one. This was one of the ones that I did on the previous videos. And if you saw the previous videos and I said one of the nails was apexy, this would have been the nail. So I am here trying to balance the apex in the position that I really want it to be in. So now I am putting a bit on, turning the file on to 0, turn it around to reverse, and then I'm going to increase the speed to whatever RPMs that I need. And I'm going to go on the bottom and underneath here on this hand, when I joined it with the foil, there's a little gapping that happens in between there. So there's a little bit of an uneven surface. And so I'm just in there working out that uneven surface so I'm not collecting stuff under my nails, if you know what I mean. And I color here a lot, and it will be a source for collecting color and different things like that. So I'm using a cuticle bit and I'm going in there and, getting into the cuticle, making sure it's sealed properly. And I can use that same bit on the bottom to free any stuck debris on the bottom. Alrighty then. Moving right along. You see, I just spilled them, and I thank God the top of my table doesn't ruin for the amount of times I spill Monama on the bad boy. I shouldn't have a tabletop anymore. Don't do that at home, guys. So this bit is another bit that came in my e-file when I purchased it. I got a couple of pieces that I am experimenting with. And this was just like a white ceramic bit that I was very comfortable using it in the cuticle area. And I also was using it for as a smoother, and it removes a little bit of product at a time. You'll see when I switch it out to the regular barrel one, and I was able to use it to control how much product I was removing. I'm getting into the cuticle area and making sure the cuticle is sealed properly. Getting up underneath it. And remember, when I did these, I didn't pinch them. So I didn't have a little curve underneath there. So I'm kind of sort of creating curvature on the bottom. Just in the cuticle area, guys. I did a lot of bit changing, and that's because I was really experimenting with some of the pieces, you know, just trying to see what each one of them do, especially the white ones and the pink one that came out of the box with the new e-file. So this piece right here, and I guess you can use any ceramics that you want. It would be considered a fine ceramic. If you're timid to use the diamond or the um, titanium ones, this was very comfortable to use. No, I think it reduces your ability to cut yourself, honestly speaking. Hi, hon.
How's it going?
Good. I have about 20 minutes. I just say hi to the boo guys. The bugaboo. I'm really enjoying those. I have maybe one or two selected ceramic pieces, but I think after this experience, I'm going to invest in a little bit more ceramic pieces. I'm just enjoying how the nails just came back into um, shape. I'm going over the top. This one was a little bit big booty Judy towards the back. And I think I'm going to come back in with one more time with a fine bit because I needed to take a little bit more chunk, junk out of the trunk on this one. And at this point, I'm running the E-file fairly slow, 12,000 RPMs in the reverse position. What do you guys think so far? Leave me a comment. If you are still with us, thank you for watching. If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you haven't done so just yet, please like and subscribe. Please share with a friend. And yeah, just leave a little bit of love in the comments. So we just about 13, 14 minutes. Yeah, I was just enjoying myself, okay? Retrofitting the nails and seeing that they came back to life. So this piece that I'm using came with the e-file as well as extra tools. And this I'm just using it for straightening out the tip. So when I'm doing my straight across tips, I can do it pretty okay on the right hand to the left hand when I'm doing it on myself. But sometimes when you move to the next hand, it's kind of awkward. Even with the bit, I was trying to figure out where could I put my fingers. Mainly because I wanted you guys to still be able to see it on the camera. But it was a little bit challenging where to put my hand. But really, it's designed to straighten out the tip. If you use one of those bits and you have a better way, please share with me how you prefer to use yours. Yeah, and it kind of shakes a little bit without being, if you can't stabilize your hand. Would you use a bit like that, or are you fairly good at straightening out the tip of the nail? Alrighty, enough fooling around with that e-file. Let's get to buffing this bad boy. And my philosophy is, when you think you buff enough, buff it some more. While I am working with you guys, I'm uploading videos at the same time. And I don't know what's going on with one of the videos I'm trying to upload. Oh, I see it. It's moving slowly. Okay. Do what you do. Buff it some more. And one of the purpose of buffing is to remove scratch marks and get a smooth surface, because if you don't, you will see the scratch marks on the surface of the nail, especially if you're doing encapsulation and stuff like that and you're not putting anything but clear gel polish on the top. And then there is this ritual that I do with my nails. Some of you know what it is, where I use the cuticle oil to go around the cuticle area. And it gives me the first opportunity to see whether or not I got my nails sealed in the back. It also helps hydrate the cuticles after all that rubbing and scrubbing we've just done to them. And cleaning out the bottom, I got a little bit of what do you call it? It's a chunk of acrylic underneath my nail there. Happens to the best of us, guys. So I'm trying to smooth underneath the nail because I don't want that to be pulling on my clients here. And the next video I do, I think I am going to do it live. I haven't done one of those in a while, and I need some live hours. That takes a lot more preparation to do, because everything that I need to have it next to me. Alrighty, so little secret that we found out on my last set, that in the absence of a base coat, I use the matted. I cured it twice, and oops, no spillage there. I cured it twice, and then I went on with the color that I wanted. So that's an option, guys. It worked well for me, and hopefully if you try it, it will work well for you as well. Alrighty, so we're gonna go in and we're gonna cure this twice, because in my lamp, you may not have to do it twice in yours, but in my lamp, I had to do it twice. And then, of course, this is one of my most overused red products in my collection, is the OPI Big Apple Red. And then I seal the free edge. This is watching paint dry, guys. That's why I'm not saying much. It's like, let it do what it do. Let it do what it do. I don't know. I never gotten into, what do you call it, the matte finish look. I have to look at some other people's matte finish work and see what matte looks good on. Like, I know my niece like to wear her matte, her black nails matte. Yeah. Or some people do red matte. I just haven't tried it yet, and I think I will have to try it and wear it for a day or two and see how I feel about it. I'm a blingy, glossy kind of girl. Everybody must see it. So we are just about 44 minutes, 45 minutes right about now. And this is going to run for 49 minutes. So to recap on what we did, this was a set that I had that was short, that I felt that it would look better long, and I was right. So I reconstructed them with forms and extended them, did a couple of great TikToks with it, and then I decided to reverse those nails back into short nails to show that the job can be done. If you're doing a lot of work on yourself, you don't necessarily have to degrade the integrity of your nail to do whatever. And you never know, you may have a guest who likes to go back and forth, and without destroying their natural nail on the bottom. You can do some retrofitting back and forth to suit your client's need. I think it's a very versatile way. One of the number one issues my clients have is that when you take off the nail, it is messed up on the bottom. So if you are doing everything you can to minimize that, I think your guests will appreciate it. And red used to be one of my color. My nail tech used to complain all the time. Every time I go in, I wanted red nails. Every time I went in, I wanted red nails. Light red, dark red, blue reds, I didn't care as long as it was red. And I haven't worn red in a while. So I am so excited about this. Alrighty. And then when I was looking at my hands, now that I'm talking about it, I realized on the inner side of my right hand, in the corner there, I kind of skipped out on coloring it, but it really don't matter to me because they're going to be done the next day or two. And now I'm going to just finish up this job with some Igel clear top coat. And I think it's called the Igel Beauty No Cleanse top coat. I bought that by the huge bottle and I refill with it, so I have a lot of that product. All right, and then I'm going to cure this for 60 seconds. I think I did 2 rounds of 60 seconds on this just because my lamp is getting old and I think she's not working as well as she should or could or once did. But in any event, once again, thank you for watching. If you haven't done so just yet, please like and subscribe. Guys, I'm coming up on my 100th video and I'm so excited about it. This is the reveal, the finished look. I hope you enjoyed the series that I put together, and let's see what else we can work on as a series. And then I am going to do some cuticle oiling. My husband's phone is ringing. He's in the shower. But any event, that's all she wrote, guys. Thank you for watching. Have a blessed day. And like I said, if there's something you would like to see me do, don't be afraid. Leave it in the comments.